We are going to use the Provable oracle. An oracle is a way to get external information into your blockchain or the other way around. So one of the oracles is Provable. So here's the documentation for it. What we, as an example, are going to do, we want to get some weather data. So the temperature in Amsterdam at this moment. Here's a link. If you click on that, you get a JSON file back with temperature and other weather data about Amsterdam. So it's currently 9.3 degrees Celsius. So the next step that we want to do is of course parse this data, because we don't want all the stuff, we only want the 9.3 parameter. So if you look carefully here, first we got to get live wear, and then we see an array, and we have to take the first element of the array and then get the temperature out of that. Well, there's a so-called JSON path expression which you can use to retrieve that. So here's the URL we have, and here is the expression we use to get the information out of that. So that's the first live wear, then the first array element, and then the temperature. So if we run process, then we see the value here, 9.3. So now we're going to take this all together, and we're going to put that in here. So like this and this. So this is a testing service of the Provable oracle, and once we test it here, you see the value of 9.3, so that's the same value. So yeah, actually this is the syntax that the Provable oracle wants. So it starts with JSON, then brackets here, and here the value that you select. Okay, now we are going to put that into a smart contract. So I've put a smart contract over here, and if you look over here, it's difficult to see. Over here, the lower, this is better. Last line, you see the same construction again with the JSON and the URL and the parameters. So what we have to do is first include here the library of the Provable API. This is the version for Solidity version 6. Then we make a contract out of that. We are going to call the Provable query with the parameter URL. So we're going to retrieve an URL. Before that, we have to check that we have enough balance. So enough balance to retrieve a URL. So for oracles, you have to pay because somebody has to run them and needs to earn some money with it. And you pay with this oracle just by having some balance available here in this contract. And when the function is called, then it subtracts something from your balance. Okay, Oracle is always a two-step thing. First, you request what you want. Then actually there's some device somewhere connected to the chain that waits until it sees a request, does something with the request, and then puts the result back on the chain. And then afterwards it calls a function again, and that's the callback function over here. So this function is called a little bit later. So in the first block, the query is done, and then in the next block or maybe even later the callback is called, so that will take at least like 20 seconds or something. So this callback is called, then you have to make sure that the message sender is the correct callback from this oracle, because yeah, essentially anyone could call this callback. You don't want confusing results from another address. So if it's not the right address, you stop. And if it is the right address, you take the temperature and you store it in this variable. So we can test this in Remix. And to be able to do that, we have to first here somewhere activate the Oracle service. And then you see here a new icon. So that's the provable icon. Now we can use this in here. So we are going to compile it. Now it's compiled. And we're going to deploy it. Now it's deployed. Then we're going to call the function getTemperature. So we've called it. Now we have to wait a little while before it's ready. It's already finished. I've retrieved the temperature here, which says 9.3. So the callback has already been called, and we see the value of 9.3 over here. So this is the basics to call an oracle. The simple one here we can call directly in Remix, and the other types we have to run from a normal chain, but we still can do that from Remix, of course.